This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning, students. We'll wait for a few minutes. So some of the students have to be joined here. Right, let them. We'll start. Let them to join. What we discussed in last class.
Magnetic materials.
Magnetic
Okay.
materials and properties.
So what are the types of magnetic materials? What are the different types of magnetic materials?
Paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, and antiferromagnetic.
Right. 401. What is the difference between paramagnetic and diamagnetic?
Sir, in diamagnetic substances are repelled, in paramagnetic substances are attracted by the magnets.
Right. So in paramagnetic, the substances are attracted, and diamagnetic it will be repulsed. So these are the topics we discussed in last class. Now today class we are going to discuss about magnetically induced EMF and force. Do you have any idea about these two parameters? Magnetically induced EMF and force. So how the EMF will be induced in the circuit? How the force will be induced in the circuit?
Due to the change in magnetic flux in a conductor, potential energy is generated. That's
Right.
why.
So due to the magnetic field, the induced EMF will be occurred, and due to that force will be happening here. So before that, I want to know that. I will draw you one circuit. So just I am asking. I need some parameters. So if a circuit consists of three elements: resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Now, when the current is I is flowing here, so this is R. See, I will show you one thing. See, are you able to see this here? So I'm going to draw one circuit. So a circuit consists of three elements: resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Right? When I'm injecting the current, what is the voltage drop across the resistor? So it is R L C. How we can find that? What is the voltage across the resistor? What is the voltage across the inductor? And what is the voltage across the capacitor? Do you have any idea about this? EC students
Voltage
already
across
used it.
resistor is V equal to IR, sir.
That is the voltage across the resistor. What about inductor?
Voltage across the capacitor is V equal to 1 by C into integration I, sir.
Di. I into Di. Okay, now. Next, what about inductor? What is the voltage across the inductor? V is equals to L into Di by dt. So these are the different voltage forms across the elements in the circuit when the current is flowing. It means that the parameter I is causes that voltage drop across the resistor. So the voltage drop is nothing but a EMF, induced EMF. So that is electromotive force. So the another name of EMF is called as voltage. Now, how we can find that magnetic induced EMF and the force means according to the Faraday's law. So what is the how the Faraday's law will be? What is the statement of Faraday's law? What is the statement of Faraday's law? See here, Faraday's law says that I am considering the two poles. One is south pole and north pole. When we are applying the energy to these two poles, the flux will be generated in between this. Now, when a current carrying conductor is placed in between these two fields, it experiences some force. That is given by the Faraday's law, right? So what is the statement of Faraday's law means? When a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences some force. So that is given, that Faraday's law is given that the magnetically induced EMF as well as force. What is happening in that magnetic field? So let me move the topic. So I think are you clear about what is the Faraday's law, right? So this is today topic we are going to discuss, that is magnetically induced EMF on force. Surely you will get 2 marks on these two topics, right? So what is the meaning of induced EMF? What is the meaning of magnetically force? Like that they will ask you. So let me move one by one. So this all it is a basic parameters what you studied in the physics. So I think electrostatics, electromagnetic topic వచ్చింది మీ physics లో. అక్కడ ఏం చదివారో సేమ్ టాపిక్స్ we are going to study here also. Right. See, what is how we can define that the magnetically induced EMF and magnetically force by that Faraday's law of induction. So already I said that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences some force. So మీకు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తానండి. ఒక 2 magnets ని బ్రేక్ చేయండి, ఓకేనా? అంటే ఒక మ్యాగ్నెట్ బ్రేక్ చేస్తే 2 pieces వస్తుంది. ఒక సైడ్ ఎస్ పోల్ అనుకోండి, ఒక సైడ్ ఎన్ పోల్ అనుకోండి. ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ అంటే ఆ 2 పోల్స్ వచ్చేసి అట్రాక్ట్ రిపల్ అవుతా ఉంటది, ఓకేనా? సో వెన్ యు ఆర్ ప్లేసింగ్ ఏ మెటల్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ ద 2 magnets, అంటే మీరు బ్రేక్ చేస్తారు కదా, ఆ బ్రేక్స్ అయిన మ్యాగ్నెట్స్ మధ్యలో ఏదో ఒక మెటల్ పీస్ పెడితే ఇట్ నెవర్ బి అట్రాక్ట్, అంటే ఏ మ్యాగ్నెట్ కి అట్రాక్ట్ అవ్వదు. అదేమవుతుందంటే ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్ ఫార్ అవే ఫ్రమ్ దట్ మ్యాగ్నెట్స్, ఓకేనా? ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఫర్ బోత్ అట్రాక్టింగ్ అండ్ రిపల్సింగ్ ఫోర్సెస్. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే అక్కడ మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్ అనేది డైరెక్షన్ అనేది ఫోర్స్ గా యాక్ట్ అయ్యేసి ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్ ఫార్ అవే ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫీల్డ్, ఓకేనా? సో దట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ బై దట్ Faraday's law induction. Now how we can calculate that how much of EMF will be induced, what is the force means, by applying that integral to the Maxwell equation. So this is the representation of Maxwell equation, that is closed loop. So if integration is represented like this means it is a closed loop parameters, right? సో దీని మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఒక కండక్టర్ కి మనకి సప్లై ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఇన్ ఎ సర్క్యూట్, సో హియర్ డిఎల్ ఇస్ ఎ డిస్టెన్స్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ద కండక్టర్. ఎంత కండక్టర్ కి ఈఎంఎఫ్ అనేది ఇండ్యూస్ అవుతుంది ఇన్ ఏ క్లోజ్డ్ లూప్ సర్క్యూట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ బై క్లోజ్డ్ లూప్ ఇంటెగ్రల్ ఆఫ్ ఈ బార్ డాట్ డిఎల్ బార్. సో వాట్ ఇస్ ద నోటేషన్, వాట్ ఇస్ ద రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్? ఎందుకు మనం వెక్టర్ ఫార్మ్ ఇస్తారు? What is the indication of this type of symbol in the parameter? What is the representation of E bar? That is vector parameter of E. What is the meaning of this? Do you know the difference between vector quantities and scalar quantities? What is the difference between scalar quantities and vector quantities? What is the difference between scalar and vector quantities?
Scalar quantities have only direction and scalar quantities have only magnitude.
Right.
Vector quantities have magnitude and direction.
Right. See, here in equation 1 I am representing that E bar, right? This is the vector parameter. Why I am indicating this means, suppose let's consider it is a conductor, and when the current is injected through the conductor, the flux will be increased. So it has a, let's consider it is a R. So when the current is flow through the R, the voltage drop will be occur, that is called as induced EMF. And this value should be depends on that what is the length of this conductor, and it should be keep on going to, it has the magnitude and direction. So direction means based on the current direction you will get positive or negative. So it depends on the direction of flowing. That's why I am indicating that E bar into DL bar, and this can be written as integration of dou B bar by dou T. It means that the changing of the magnitude, the flux density depends on that how much of time it take to reach flowing the current. So it means that the based of timing of current, the magnetic flux density will be happening in this condition. So that's why I am taking this instead of E into DL, D dou bar by dou T into DS. And what is the negative sign indicates this? So this negative sign indication is given by the Lenz law. Lenz law idea on the LENZ. So this law says that what is the indication of negative? Anybody know about this law? Lenz law. Right, I will tell you that. Next slide lo meeku cheptanu adi ela vastundani. So just idanandi. Now this is the integration of Maxwell equation, and you can write like this with respect to the time and displacement. Now if you represent this equation for n number of turns, so E is equals to minus of n into d pi by dt. What is the meaning of this equation means the EMF should be depends on that how many number of coils are occur in the conductor. Suppose if the material having the number of coils, so it has 6 coils, right? Then EMF will be depends on that the number of coils including in the coil, and d pi by dt is at what time the flux will be increases. So here the differentiation means it is keep on going to change. So that is the EMF is given by that E is equals to N d pi by dt, and the same equation you will get in transformer equation. So transformers and chapter lo meeku same equation use avutundi, and here I can write lambda is equals to N pi. So what is the meaning of lambda? Flux linkages. So flux linkages ane ela vastundante the flux will be depends on that number of coils, ante number of coils perige koddu flux anedi change avutundi. So the both combination is called as flux linkage, and units is Weber turn. So lambda equals to pi t, right? Here what is the units of flux? What is the units of flux? What is the units of flux?
Webers.
Right. So here lambda is equals to n pi, right? In that pi is Webers and n is number of turns. So its unit is lambda. What is the units of flux linkage is Webers turn. Okay, so units జాగ్రత్తగా చూసుకోండి. So మీకు స్లిప్ టెస్ట్ అడుగుతాను, what is the units of flux linkage, right? So Weber turn. Based on the formula you can write that units. So this is the representation of Faraday's law in terms of Maxwell equation. From this equation you can get that what is the EMF will be induced in the coil and what is the force. Now I will tell you that what is the indication of this negative sign. Now see here, based on the current direction the flux linkage will be happening. Suppose if the current direction is moving in positive, then the flux linkage is also positive flux, so that flux is called as positive line, right? Based on the current the flux will be generating like this. Suppose if it is flowing in this direction, then you will get the negative flux. Now, the negative sign in equation 2 means that the magnetically induced EMF and force owing to an increase in lambda. So based on the increasing lambda, the magnetic induced EMF and force will be happening. And these two parameters are opposite direction to the positive current. That's why, in fact, the indication of for opposite direction, we are assuming that it is denoted by the negative sign. So the negative sign is only indication of the magnetic flux linkage is opposite to that positive current. That is indication. And this statement is given by the Lenz law. E is equals to minus of n into d pi by dt. So this is the equation is given by the Lenz law. Okay, now keep remember this. And this negative sign is denoted as the flux linkage which is opposite to that positive current. Okay, now so this equation you can also written as E is equals to n d pi by dt. Instead of n pi we can write lambda. So lambda is equals to n pi. So negative sign is only indication of direction. So you can't able to apply for the values, right? So this is equation 3, and it is the EMF which is depends on that what is the flux with respect to time, and it is flowing through the number of turns. So based on that EMF voltage will be induced. Suppose if a coil having this number of turns, when the current is flowing here, and the current with respect to the d pi by dt, and here the voltage drop, that is induced EMF across the turns, is given by E is equals to how many number of turns with respect to that d pi by dt. So that is the meaning of this equation. Next, how the flux will be generated in the conductor. Suppose if you are having the magnet, so this is the magnet here. Now this magnet is having the coils, two coils. One is connected to the positive, another one is connected to the negative. Now, if you place any metal into the circle, it experiences some magnetic field. Okay, now, so in that the magnet is stationary and this conductor, the metal piece is moving. In second case, this will be conductor will be in constant position, that is fixed position, and magnet will be moving around the conductor. So this is the second case. So based on the two cases, the flux linkages will be changing. So let me see how it will be happening. See that first case, the coil is remains stationary with respect to the flux. So ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి a coil అనేది that magnet అనేది stationary గా ఉంటుంది with respect to the flux, but the flux through it changes with time. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మ్యాగ్నెట్ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉండేసి దీని గుండా ఫ్లో అయ్యే కండక్టర్ అనేది మూవ్ అవుతుంటుందో, దట్ ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as statically induced EMF. It means that the EMF induced by that stationary magnet, stationary coil, then it is called as statically induced EMF. Next one is the EMF induced by that motion of coil. So first case లో coil అనేది stationary గా ఉంటుంది. Due to this condition, the EMF induced is called as statically induced EMF. In the second case, the coil is moves, then the EMF is called as dynamically induced EMF. So ఇది ఎలా వస్తుందో మీకు ఒక వీడియో ఉంది, చూపిస్తాం. So how the statically induced EMF will be occur, how the dynamically induced EMF will be occur. So statically induced EMF is nothing but when the coil is stationary, but the flux through the changes with time, that it is called as statically induced EMF. So మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది this condition. When it is stationary, coil is stationary, then it is called as statically induced EMF. When the coil is moves, then it is called as dynamically induced EMF. And by using this both combination, both changes 1 and 2 simultaneously, the coil moves with respect to the time varying. Okay na? So the రెండు బేస్ చేసుకొని మనకు టోటల్ EMF అనేది ఎలా వస్తుందని జనరేట్ చేయగలుగుతాం. So this is the different form of induced EMF in a coil based on that different conditions. So keep remember these 2 points. Okay na? So మీకు ఇవి కూడా అడుగుతాను స్లిప్ టెస్ట్ కి. when the coil is stationary with respect to the flux, but the flux through it changes with time, what is called as induced EMF? Like that. So you will get two questions. So two questions we already cheppesan. So these two questions I will ask in your slip test. Right. Now, do you know that what is the force equation in the magnet? Force equation in a conductor. F is equals to B I L. Right. This is the force equation. But if you want to write in terms of voltage, you can write like this: E is equal to V into BL. So instead of I am substituting here V. That is the, so this equation belongs to that voltage, and this is the equation belongs to the force. Now, how when we are eliminating this vector product, then we will get BLV sin theta. Now from this condition, so what is the meaning of this equation means? Now when a conductor is placing is perpendicular to the field, so field అనేది ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో ఉంటుంది. సో field is in this direction and we are placing the conductor in this direction. So with respect to, so that the conductor with respect to the field which is in 90 degrees, right? So in this condition only the conductor will experience some force. If you are placing in series with the field, it won't experience some force. Okay na? So ఈ కండిషన్ లో పెడితేనే ఈ కండక్టర్ అనేది ఫోర్స్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అవుతుంది, and it will happen when angle is 90 degrees. And this condition, based on this condition, see here, when the conductor placed at 90 degrees to a magnetic field of flux density and cutting across its speed. Okay na? ఎప్పుడైతే మీకు చూడండి, so when this is the poles, north pole and south pole, and it having the flux between this. Now when we are placing the conductor is perpendicular to the field, and this field will cuts by this conductor and it will move this direction. Okay na? ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ 90 degrees లో పెడతామో, then the conductor will cut the flux. Due to the cutting of flux, it is experience some force. So this force is denoted by that speed, that is V, right? So E is equals to V into B into L. Now if you eliminate this vector product, then you will get BLV sin theta. Now here that angle between the field and the magnet, that is the conductor, it is 90 degrees. When you are substituting theta equals to 90 degrees in this equation, you will get E is equals to BLV. So here B is a magnetic flux density and L is the length of the conductor and V is the velocity. If the same equation if you write in the form of force, you will get F is equals to B into I into L. So it means that how much of, so when the conductor will be cuts the magnetic flux, it carries some current, and that current denotes that what is the force of that metal, that conductor, and this force is given by that Fleming's right hand. So Fleming's right hand will allow untundante, just see here. So this is the two poles N and S, and this is the direction of field, and you are placing the conductor in between this. It experiences some force and it is upward direction. See now how we can denote this direction means by using the Fleming's right hand rule. So ఇప్పుడు మీ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ తీసుకొని థంబ్ ఫింగర్, ఫోర్ ఫింగర్, మిడిల్ ఫింగర్ తప్ప మిగతా 2 fingers ఫోల్డ్ చేసేసండి. ఫోల్డ్ చేసిన తర్వాత in that the thumb finger indicates that direction of conductor, that is direction of force. So మీ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ తీసుకుంటే మిడిల్ థంబ్ ఫింగర్, ఫోర్ ఫింగర్, మిడిల్ ఫింగర్ తప్ప మిగతా రెండు ఫింగర్స్ ని ఫోల్డ్ చేసేసండి. చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ 3 fingers ని 90 degrees లో ప్లేస్ చేసుకోండి. So thumb finger is in upward direction forefinger is in, so forefinger ki thumb finger ki 90 degrees లో పెట్టుకోండి. పెట్టుకున్న తర్వాత and the middle finger is with respect to forefinger is 90 degrees. ఓకేనా? సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు కనుక అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే the thumb finger is indicates that direction of force, the forefinger is indicates that direction of field, and middle finger indicates that direction of induced EMF. ఓకేనా? సో ఇక్కడ మీ 3 ఫింగర్స్ ద్వారా ఏమేం చేసుకోవచ్చు అంటే ఫోర్స్, ఫీల్డ్ and voltage, that is E. ఓకేనా? By using this Fleming's right hand rule, you can get like this. So one is force. So the thumb finger indicates that the motion of the direction of force. So the force should be in this direction, upwards, and the field in which is in the form of in this direction. So this is indicated by the forefinger, and induced EMF in this direction. So మీరు ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో కనుక 3 ఫింగర్స్ ని ఫోల్డ్ చేసుకుంటే then it will gives that the thumb finger is indication of force, and forefinger is indication of field, and the middle finger is indication of induced EMF. So and this 3 parameters direction is given by that Fleming's right hand rule. ఓకేనా? సో ఎక్కడైతే మనకు ఫోర్స్, ఫీల్డ్, ఇండ్యూస్డ్ EMF ఈ 3 పారామీటర్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడతామో అక్కడ ఫ్లెమింగ్స్ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్ అనేది ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. అండ్ దేర్ ఇస్ వన్ మోర్ లా ఇస్ దేర్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్లెమింగ్స్ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్. సో ఫ్లెమింగ్స్ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్ ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఫోర్స్, ఫీల్డ్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ వోల్టేజ్ వి కెన్ గెట్ దట్ కరెంట్. సో కరెంట్ గురించి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఫ్లెమింగ్స్ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్ అంటాం. వోల్టేజ్ గురించి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఫ్లెమింగ్స్ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్ అంటాం. ఓకేనా? సో దిస్ is given by that Fleming's right hand rule. In that right hand rule, I will explain that. I am explain that what is the indication of different forces. So బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ రూల్ లో వచ్చేసి Fleming's right hand rule వచ్చేసి the thumb finger indicates that motion, that is the direction of force. Middle forefinger is indicates that direction of field. Middle finger indicates that direction of induced EMF. Now, so this is the equation is already be obtained here from the starting, that is from the equation 2. So the E is equals to N into d pi by dt. So which law give this equation? By using which law we can obtain this equation? E is equals to N into d pi by dt.
Lenz's law, sir.
Lenz's law, sir.
In this equation we can write d pi by dt in terms of d pi by di into di by dt. So if you both will get cancelled, then you will get same, right? So now in that condition I can write N into d pi by di is equals to L. So L is equals to d pi by di. It means that I already given that. So what is the voltage drop across this inductor means based on the how much of voltage current is flowing that in that conductor. So L is equals to N into d pi by di. Okay now. So in this condition we can write L is equals to d lambda by di. So instead of n pi I can substitute lambda here. Now what is the H here? What is the indication of H? What is the units of inductor?
Henry, sir.
Right. So here H indicates that Henry's. Now, and one more, the basic property of a conductor means if you know that, if you see this, if you want to find the performance of any material, what you are going to do means you have to draw a hysteresis loop, right? And this hysteresis loop gives the relation between BH, and based on this hysteresis loop you can get that what is the how the particular material will be performing. So ఏదైనా ఒక కండక్టర్ గురించి మనం పర్ఫార్మింగ్ తెలుసుకోవాలంటే the only one way you should have to know that what is the hysteresis loop is happening in that material, and this relation gives that what is the particular material will be performing, and this relation is depends on that what is the permeability of that particular conductor and where you are placing that conductor. So these three relations gives that the particular performance of a conductor. And from this equation 4b, you can write L is equals to lambda by I. So in that the inductance is depends on that how much of flux linkages will be happening with respect to the current, and what is the behavior of inductor in the circuit. So resistance is, it will oppose the flow of current. What about inductor? ఒక సర్క్యూట్ లో ఇండక్టర్ అనేది కరెంట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? If you take resistor, it will oppose the flow of current and it will given by R is equals to V by I. So resistance is opposes the flow of current. What about inductor? So from seeing this equation, you can say that
It stores energy in the form of magnetic fields.
okay, but stores the energy. But what is the relation between inductor and that current? So inductor is resistance is up to the flow of current, and inductor is controls the flow of current. So inductor ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఆ కరెంట్ ని కంట్రోల్ చేస్తుంది, అంటే the speed of current is controlled by the inductor. Okay na? So that is the difference between resistance and inductance in the circuit. Resistance is opposes the flow of current and inductance is controls the flow of current. That is the difference between inductor and resistor in a circuit. And this is the given by L is equals to lambda by I. Now, do you know that mutual impedance and self impedance? So now I am considering the two coils 1 and 2, and both will get the flux. See, at this point both fluxes are linked to each other, then it is called as M12. What is the meaning of M12? So this is called a mutual flux linkage. So what is the meaning of M12 M21? If two are equal or different, రెండు ఈక్వల్ అవుతుందా డిఫరెంట్ అవుతుందా? See here, M12 అంటే ఏంటంటే the flux linkage with respect to the conductor 1 due to the current through the conductor 2. అంటే ఫస్ట్ వన్ వచ్చేసి కండక్టర్ అంటాము with respect to the 2. సో దీన్ని ఏం రాసుకోవచ్చు అంటే lambda 12 by I2. So here the mutual inductance is nothing but L. So ఇప్పుడు మీరు L12 రాయాలంటే what is the flux mutual inductance between that 1 and 2? You can write lambda 12 divided by I2. So this is the equation. It means that the inductance of what coil 1-2 is determined by that the flux linkage between the coil 1 and 2 due to the current I2. Alage, if you want to write that inductance of 2-1, you can write lambda 2-1 divided by I1. So this is the indication. The first number is denoted by the conductor, the number conductor number, and second one is current number. Okay na? ఈ రెండు బాగా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి. Next, here the inductance can be, so oka inductor oka material there are different parameters will be acting. So what are the different? Suppose if you take one inductor here, in this inductor that there are different parameters are involving to find out the inductance. What are the different parameters? Means the number of turns, one of the parameter, and area, flux density, magnetic field intensity, and its length. So these are the 5 parameters are involving to find out the what is the inductance of a coil. And this equation is given by N square BA divided by H. In that I can instead of B by H. So we know that relation, right? B is equals to nu H. So in that nu can be written as B by H. So instead of B by H, I am substituting this equation. So L can be written as N square into nu into area by length. This is the equation by 6. Now if you want to find that, so this is about self-inductance. If you want to find the mutual inductance, and the equation should be like this. So just now I explained here, the inductance of a coil 1 and 2 is given by the flux linkage lambda 1 2 divided by due to the current in the coil 2. If you want to find the flux linkage in between the 2 and 1, the flux linkage between 2 and 1 due to the current in the coil 1. So this is the so generally if you are finding that self-inductance, then its formula is L is equals to lambda by I. If you want to find the mutual inductance, it is denoted by L12 or L21, and based on that formula you can write like this. So this is equation is given by for the mutual inductance. Now let me see that what is the relation between M12 and M21. See, for a bilateral magnetic circuit, what is meant by bilateral? Can you give any example for bilateral?
Resistor, inductor, capacitor, sir.
Right. What about unilateral? Can you give example? Unilateral ki example చెప్పండి.
Diodes.
Diodes.
What is the meaning of ఎందుకు దాన్ని unilateral and bilateral అన్నాము? What is
Unilateral one function చేస్తుంది సార్, bilateral two sides చేస్తుంది.
right? So if you take diode, the current is only one direction. So that's why it belongs to that unilateral diode. But in the case of resistor, inductor, and capacitor, it can allow the flow of current in both directions. That's why it is called as bilateral devices. Okay, now, so here in this electrical circuit, we are using that inductor, capacitor, and resistor, right? All devices having that belongs to the bilateral. That's why here the mutual inductance are equal. Okay, now. Next, the relation between that self-inductance with respect to the mutual inductance is given by M is equal to square root of L1 and L2. Okay, now mutual inductance ki self-inductance relation adite M is equal to square root of L1 L2. Here L1 and L2 are so here L1 and L2 are self-inductance of coil 1 and coil 2. Finally, you can write M is equals to K into square root of L1 and L2. Here K is a coefficient of coupling. So it is always most probably we are considering it is a unity. So what is the how we can calculate K is equals to K is some value means how the coils are separated to each other. What is the distance between these two coils? How much of distance the EMF will be traveling? That value is given by the K. And finally, from equation so actually we have L is equals to lambda by I, right? From this flux linkage, we can write lambda is equals to L into I. Next, so this is the topic about self-inductance and mutual inductance in the coil. Now, here we have inductance will be happening in the two. One is statically induced EMF and dynamically induced EMF. Already we know that how the statically induced EMF will be happening, how the dynamically induced EMF will be happening, right? Now, if you want to find that a rotating device like a generator gaani motor gaani తీసుకుంటే, in that condition how the EMF will be induced, and in this condition the EMF is a combination of both static and dynamic induced EMF, and this type of EMF we can use only rotating devices like generator, motor. Okay, now, so how the static induced EMF will be occur? At what condition the static induced EMF will be occur? Static induced EMF ఎప్పుడు occur అవుతుంది? At what condition? So when the coil is in fixed stationary, then EMF is called as stationary induced EMF. When the coil is in motion, then it is called as dynamically induced EMF. Okay. So this is about mutually induced EMF in the coil. So మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఒక వీడియో చూపిస్తాను, then you can get the clarity on that. What is the how the Faraday's law will be happening in the conductor. సో రిమైనింగ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫోర్స్ వచ్చేసి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో చెప్పుకుంటాము. జస్ట్ ఇది ఈ వీడియో అండ్ దిస్ వీడియో యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఈఎంఎఫ్ విల్ బి ఇండ్యూస్డ్ ఇన్ ద కాయిల్, దట్ ఈస్ స్టాటికల్ ఇండ్యూస్డ్ ఈఎంఎఫ్, డైనమికల్ అంటే డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈఎంఎఫ్ అనేది ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుందో ఇక్కడ చూడండి.
Electromagnetic induction. Prepare a circular coil out of copper wire. Connect the two ends of this coil to the two terminals of a sensitive galvanometer with a scale having.
So here coil is stationary, and what is the main purpose of galvanometer means how much of induced EMF will be happening around the coil. That is the use of galvanometer. If it is indicating at the zero condition, it means that there is no flux linkage will be happening in the coil.
Zero at the center. This closed circuit is shown in the diagram. Note that this circuit contains no source of electricity and the galvanometer shows zero reading initially. Take a bar magnet NS and move it swiftly towards the coil with its north pole facing the coil.
See, if you observe here, when the motion, so here coil is stationary and the magnetic in relative motion. So when the magnet is moving, then it shows that indication. Now if it is in stationary part, so if the both a coil and magnet are stationary, it means that there is no flux linkage. So when the magnet is moving, it means that it should be motion. Okay na, ఎప్పుడైతే magnet అనేది move అవుతుందో, then it will shows that some value. ఎప్పుడైతే stationary గా ఉంటుందో, it won't show the any value. So ఇప్పుడు మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే here magnet in stationary.
The magnet is moving. The deflection indicates that current is set up in the coil. Now, move the magnet away from the coil.
ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఎప్పుడైతే మోషన్ చేసామో then it will show the value. Okay na, అంటే it means that when the coil is stationary, when the magnet is motion, then only the EMF will be induced.
The galvanometer shows again, but in the opposite direction. This means current is set up in the opposite direction. If you hold the magnet with its south pole facing the coil and repeat the above steps, the deflections are again observed, but are reversed. Similarly, motion of the coil itself also produces deflections in the galvanometer.
Now magnet is stationary and coil is rotating motion.
When the magnet is kept stationary, do you observe any deflection when you just hold the magnet stationary near the coil at rest? No. A relative motion of a magnet and a coil induces the current in the coil. The current produced by a relative motion of the coil or the magnet is called an induced current and is said to be set up by an induced electromotive force, EMF.
So here the relative motion of the coil or magnet, అంటే ఒక కండిషన్ లో మన కాయిల్ అనేది రిలేటివ్ మోషన్ లో ఉంది, సెకండ్ కండిషన్ లో మ్యాగ్నెట్ అనేది రిలేటివ్ మోషన్ లో ఉంది. సో వీ కెన్ సో ఒకటి స్టేషనరీ గా ఉండాలి, ఒకటి మోషన్ లో ఉండాలి. సో దెన్ ఓన్లీ ద ఇండ్యూస్డ్ EMF will be happening here.
The production of an induced EMF coil in a closed circuit by a relative motion of a magnet and its coil is called the phenomenon of electromagnetic.
సో మనకు ఫస్ట్ ఈక్వేషన్ లో వచ్చేసి closed loop integral of E into dl is it means that the EMF induced in the closed circuit. Okay, now that is the indication of closed circuit integration. Okay, now.
Induction. Electromagnetic induction. Repair.
Right. That will be happening EMF in the coil. So if you consider that coil and magnet, when the coil is stationary and magnet is in relative motion, based on that motion, the EMF will be induced. That induced EMF is called as statically induced EMF. At the same time, when the magnet is stationary and coil is in relative motion, due to that EMF will be induced. That EMF is called as dynamically induced EMF. I think I will clear about these two type of induced EMF, right? So based on the relative motion between that coil and magnet, then we can classify into two types. One is statically induced EMF and the second one is dynamically induced EMF. Next, if you see this force equation is given by Bf is equals to BIL, right? I already said that here the sin theta will get 1. Finally, you will get F is equals to BIL. Yeah. So what is the units of force? What is the units of force?
Newton.
Newton, right? Right. So this equation is given that with respect to the current. Okay, now F is equals to BIL. So here sin theta will get when why? Because that we are placing the conductor is perpendicular to the field, so it is in 90 degrees. So when sin theta is sin 90 degrees, you will get 1, right? So F is equals to BIL, and F is a vector product. Why? Because it having both magnitude and direction. And the force is given by that Fleming's left hand rule. So if you observe based on that this condition, okay, now the thumb finger is indicates that direction of force, forefinger is indicates that direction of field, and the middle finger is indicates that direction of current. F is equals to BIL kada. So ఇక్కడ force అనేది current పైన depend అవుతుంది కాబట్టి we are indicate that middle finger is belongs to the current. సో మీరు లెఫ్ట్ ఫింగర్ కనుక ఈ విధంగా స్ట్రెచ్ చేస్తే థంబ్ ఫింగర్ అనేది అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది, ఫోర్త్ ఫింగర్ అనేది స్ట్రైట్ డైరెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది, అండ్ దిస్ మిడిల్ ఫింగర్ దిస్ షోస్ దట్ యు ఆర్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ యువర్ ఫేస్. ఓకేనా? సో ఈ విధంగా స్ట్రెచ్ చేసినప్పుడు దెన్ యూ కెన్ డిసైడ్ దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్స్ అండ్ ద ఫోర్స్ డైరెక్షన్ is given by this Fleming's left hand rule, and the Fleming's left hand rule is applicable for the DC generators, whatever DC or AC. Okay na? And the right hand rule is given this is used for the motors. బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. Fleming's left hand rule is using for the generators and Fleming's right hand rule is used for the motors. So this is the concept about magnetically induced EMF and force. So that's about today's class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in tomorrow class, then I will clarify that based on our doubts. Okay. So now I'm going to end this class. It's time over. Thank you.